Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder, where today we have version 4.0.0. That's right, the major update that they have been plugging and making announcements of announcements that this was coming for about 6 weeks is finally here. And as I'm sitting here, it is a little after 8 o'clock on Tuesday the 8th. And here's what happened. I did a video this morning. Woke up, well, let me rewind a little bit. Last night, the router, the internet, the Wi-Fi, something more technical than my knowledge, went off and I lost Wi-Fi service. So my plan of streaming quickly evaporated because I could see I was not going to be able to fix this in the middle of the night. Went to bed in the hopes that when I woke up, everything would have just kind of resolved itself. Maybe it was maintenance, and I would proceed to do a video. That didn't happen. On top of this, I'm trying to get some things wrapped up before I head away on vacation. And in my haste, I did a video where I kind of went over everything, but I was seeing it for the first time. And you know me, I have a hard time with names. Imagine me trying to read some of these abilities and try to sort it out in my head. And I just didn't feel like the quality of my video was very good. In fact, it sucked. Just gonna be brutally honest. It was so bad that I'm not even going to publish the video. That's how bad it was. So instead, now that, I'm not gonna say I have a grasp on what's going on because I really don't, but I know a little bit more than I did this morning when I was seeing it all for the very first time. Let's jump into first things first, not that. 10 packs. 10 packs are back, guaranteed EX or UX, 500 coins, same deal as last time. You can buy as many as you want up until August 18th, so you have 10 days. Buy as many as you want. Have at it. Go ham. There are new figures in the recommended booster. Mega Charizard X, Mega Charizard Y, Mega Beedrill. You have a smaller chance of getting those than you do in EX. Charizard, Latios, Rayquaza, Suicune, Giratina, Articuno, Noivern. Noivern actually excites me about this because I kind of like him. I think he's underused. We'll go into that later. Then you've got your rares, uncommons, and the rest of your breakdown. That is what's available. The first thing you notice is the screen looks totally different. You've got some green up in here, you've got some gold over in here. They added a new league. I do like that I can finally see what I guess that's my high rank for the month is and where I sit. I haven't figured out what the difference between the two white numbers is, but pretty easy to see where you are in the rankings. 551, see if that matches up, 538. So I don't know, not really sure where the disconnect is on that. But there you go. Looks different. You can click on this. There's a new league called Legend. Carmonite is the name of that new material. Then you have your Master League, and Legend League starts at 3,000. People have been clamoring for a 3,000 league for a while. They now have one. Master League at 2,700. You can get Carmonite, Ultra, Great, Champion, Elite, and Trainer, Leader, and then Trainer, and then Trainer. Oh, and then Beginner. I didn't even know there was one down there at Beginner. Most of you probably aren't down in the 12 or 1,300, but if you've just started the game, welcome. Have fun. Join us, will you? Continuing on, room matches. Apparently there was a new room match called Aquamarine Hall. It was shut down before I even woke up. You can win prizes. As best I understand it, apparently you could use duplicate accounts. So if you had an alternate account and then fight yourself, forfeit, gain prizes. Don't really know. I wasn't around to see it, but that's what's going on with that. Oh, they did move the energy down to the bottom here. I don't want to hit play, but if you look, energy is down there at the bottom. That's new. I do like the layout. New booster 10 packs, we already knew that. The new rarity, we knew that. It was hinted at. Charizard, V-Drill, this Avalugg, this Pangoro, this Bergmite, the Pancham. I believe Pancham. I think I call him Kung Fu Panda. This, of everything here, Pancham might, don't tie me up and roast me on this. Pancham might be the best figure out of all of this. We'll go into that if we have time. He's a really nice uncommon. There's major sale, same as before. If you buy one, you're gonna get, no matter which tier you buy one, you're gonna get bonus gems on top of that, and you can only buy one at each price point. We are going to, for the first time in a long time, I think, I'm trying to remember, maybe the year anniversary was the last time they had the extra bonuses for long again each day. We're back to that. Today was 50 of the Carmenite. And this will run for 10 days. So 10 days, they're not going to tell us what we get. Announcement of a major update. We finally have it. And we kind of knew what was going on. Mega Evolution, new rarity. New item will enable you to level figure up to level 10. That's your Carmenite. That's the purplish stuff. And here's the deal on that. From what I understand, if you have, we'll just say, Deoxys with a 4 miss, you cannot remove the miss by using the Carmenite to level it up to level 10. What you can do is you can choose a white segment to increase by 5 additional, but that is going to shrink either the dodge or the psycho boost, or I mean the dimensional slip. I mean, I believe it shrinks the purple on that situation. The greatest fear everybody had was Deoxys defense was going to have no miss, and I believe that has been dispelled. Halls are a new function that will enhance room matches. The deck cost cap for plates has increased from 6 to 8. We knew that. A new league has been added. We already went over that. And other increases have been made. Mega Evolutions. We'll kind of go into those. The new rarity. Here's the Carmenite. A wider range of plates, 6 to 8. The new league is 3,000. Masters 27 to 29.99. The black boxes I think look really cool. They will have Carmenite in them. The other increases, you can now hold 2,000 Pokemon in your Pokedex, and you can, instead of just 10 different decks that you can build, you can now have 12, and the base goes from 3 to 5. The team match event is coming soon. They haven't really gone into a whole lot, and figures from Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon should be here soon. Not sure what that means. There are new plates. So there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot here. And on the surface, wow, like this is a whole new game. Once you dive under the hood a little bit, there's a lot of cosmetic changes, but not a whole lot of, I'm trying to think how to say, let's go into the UX, for example. For the UX, which are the Charizard X and Y, and then the V-Drill. You use a plate to trigger the evolution. You can't use them on their own. It is only good for 7 turns. Now let's think about that for a second. My buddy here, Rushroom and Zekrom, when they start off the match, they're on the bench for 9. And most people say, it's not that long. The Mega Evolutions last for 2 less turns. So if we think about that, if you trigger a plate on your turn, which is the only time you can trigger it, You use it, there's 1. Your opponent goes, there's 2. You move, that's 3. Your opponent moves, that's 4. You move, that's 5. Your opponent moves, 6. And then you move is 7. Your opponent's going to, and then that's going to be the end of it. Best case scenario is you're going to get 4 moves with your Mega Pokemon, and it is gone. That's it. It's done. I don't know that in the long term of the game, when would you use that? My thought is you would use that late game when you needed to take a goal. Maybe you would use it to try to capture the second entry point. 4 turn, we'll just call it 4 because effectively it's 4. 4 turns is not a lot. And if you have Gyarados or Metagross on your team and they roll Hyper Beam, your opponent's going to get to go again. You can only have 1 Mega on the field at a time, but your opponent's going to get to go again if you roll Hyper Beam. Therefore, your number of opportunities to use your Mega Evolution seem very limited. I will tell you, I might have been wrong about Rayquaza. I've been playing with it in my decks, and I said I wouldn't do that because I didn't want to face a 160 Rayquaza. But it's actually pretty stinking good, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it can hit harder than anything else but Metagross and some Sceptiles, depending on your chain levels, is nice. It can fly away, which isn't always great, but sometimes it's nice, and it's not just 1 space, it can actually move 2. Okay. And then the Break Energy. Deoxys decks are still strong. I think Deoxys actually got a little stronger because of the additional plate slots. A wise Deoxys user can make it very difficult on you. Another change you'll notice is no, I'm not running Dragonite, Noivern, and Talonflame. I'm actually, in this deck right here, I'm actually running their pre-evolutions. And when you're on this screen, it shows the final evolution. Kind of tripped me out at first when I was putting together my deck. I'm like, wait, no, I wanted Dratini. Now let's take a quick look at the Megas, because that's what most people are interested in. We have Mega Charizard X. Push them down into the Inferno. Temporarily exclude knocked out battle opponents. Let's look at the details. When this Pokemon appears as a Mega Evolution, remove the frozen condition from all of your Pokemon. Pokemon knocked out by the attacks of this Pokemon are temporarily removed from the duel, returning to the bench 7 turns later. Your Fire-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage, and your Dragon-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage. I don't know if there are any Dragon Fire types. Would that be Dragon Fire? I believe that would be Mr. Reshiram, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Nonetheless, if we're looking at the wheel, it's got 12 miss at level 1. Bright Flame, spin again until Bright Flame does not land. Damage is multiplied by the number of Bright Flame spins. Note that all adjacent Pokemon become burned. I could really see Flame Energy being utilized in this type of a deck. If you think you have 4 turns with this Pokemon as a Mega Evolution, you knock out 2 maybe get a burn on a couple of an adjacent Pokemon on their side of the field. You hit the Flame Energy, they get like weight 3. You could get yourself a weight win. Backdraft. Move the battle opponent and opposing Pokemon adjacent to the battle opponent to their PC. That's pretty ridiculous. And you're gonna get this out of an evolution, so it's actually gonna hit for 130 and 60 spinner. That seems okay. Like, there's a lot to like about that. You could, in 4 spins, you could do a whole lot of damage with this Pokemon if you land the right attacks. If you land miss, it's GG. You're probably gonna spend the rest of your time over in the PC. And then after your 7 turns, you're gonna go back down to Charizard. Now here is the small issue I have with this, and that is nobody's gonna run Charizard as a 1 MP. Let's just be honest, it's not gonna happen. So you're going to have to go from Charmeleon up to Charizard. Charmeleon is base 50 attack. And if you do face a Deoxys deck, getting him evolved is going to be difficult. So if you're not facing a Deoxys deck, you will have opportunities to evolve your Charmeleon. You definitely have opportunities to evolve Charizard with its spinning wheel. But, like I said, against Deoxys, you're probably going to be stuck with a 50 and Searing Shot. In the same family, we have Mega Charizard Y, a very similar wheel. This Pokemon can use an MP move to fly over Pokemon on the field that don't have Soar, so it can't fly over Zapdos, it can't fly over Moltres, and it cannot fly over Articuno. Could come in handy during the next Gem Cup if we still have those. Move opposing Pokemon surrounded by this Pokemon to your PC. Your Fire-type Pokemon deal 10 damage, and your Flying-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage. And yes, I did read that right. If you knock them out, they go to your PC. The way this was explained to me, because I'm like, wait, what? Come on, what? Is that another translation error? But no, they get sent to your PC. It's going to kick a Pokemon out of your PC, which is great, and put it back on the bench so it can come out on the next turn. That's actually really nice. It's kind of like a full heal. Looking at the wheel, again a 50 spinner, Bright Flame. Note that all adjacent Pokemon become burned. This one, however, Y, however, has Flashover, which is going to be a 5-star purple. The battle opponent and opposing Pokemon adjacent to it become burned. These Pokemon gain weight 3. Again, if they have weight 3 and then you hit them with a flame energy, does that give them a weight 6? Something to test out. I don't know. I do have this one. This is the only of the megas that I pulled. I didn't pull a whole lot of Pokemon. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe when I get back from vacation, we'll see. And I didn't record them, so that's kind of a double whammy for you guys. Mega Beedrill. While this Pokemon is on the field, the misses of your Beedrill become the battle opponent becomes Noxious. Your Bug-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage, and your Poison-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage. I think this is really nice if you're running a Poison deck. The Poison decks typically are a little underpowered, so adding a plus 10 damage, not bad. And then if you have a Bug, an extra plus 20, that's all right. If we further look at the wheel, Twin Needled is a 40 spinner. Spin again. If Twin Needle is spun, it deals 2 times damage. If the Pokemon is knocked out, the battle opponent becomes poisoned. Okay, that's the same way that Beedrill is. Is actually going to be at least 50, probably closer to 60 for a spinner. Again with the 12 miss. Poison Shock. If the battle opponent is poisoned or noxious, exclude it from the duel. If it is not poisoned or noxious, the battle opponent becomes poisoned. That's kind of like Suicune, where the sheer cold knocks them to the PC. This just poisons them, but if they're already frozen, Suicune knocks them out. And in this case, if they're poisoned or noxious, it's to the sideline with you. And there you go. Those are your megas. We already know about Charizard, Venusaur. Yeah, nothing that we need to really go over. In a nutshell, that is your update. We already knew about the buffs, so there was nothing new there. And I've played a handful of matches. I haven't played as much as I would have liked. I would have loved to sat down and just play all day, but my day did not unfold like that, as is always the case before traveling. So much to do, so many loose ends you got to tie up. Nonetheless, let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to have time to read your thoughts because this will be the last video until Monday. And I do apologize for the tardiness of the video. I'm sure by now, if you're interested in the game, you've kind of already explored a lot. I'm sure there are some things that I've missed that will come out in the days ahead, and I'm not going to be available to go over them, and I apologize for that. My Discord is always open. The Reddit is always open. Head over there. If you have questions, my mods will be happy to answer. There are a ton of knowledgeable people that are on both of those outlets that can help you out if you have questions. If you saw something and you're like, wait, what was that? Just because I'm not around to do a video over it doesn't mean that the Poke Fodder Enterprise can't help you out. I am very excited to see what kind of decks people are putting together. When I looked this morning, I was super discouraged. Everything unfeatured was Tropical and Deoxys still. And I was like, nothing changed. As far as the UXs, I don't know that they really do much to affect Deoxys, but I think Rayquaza is nice, especially against Deoxys. And I hope that people find interesting and fun decks to put together. Winning with different decks might be easier, but it's a game. You should be having fun, and winning is fun. That is true. But there's, like you saw with the video yesterday, if you watched that, with Deoxys, if you get in a mirror match, you just back and forth and back and forth. And I know I don't play them great, but if you're a routine Deoxys user, you know the truth. Back and forth stalling is not fun. It's not fun to play. It's not fun to go against. Be willing to step out and build a different deck. Try new stuff. See what is out there that if you are struggling with the game and you think it's dull, it's stale, it's boring, there are a plethora of options. There is a cornucopia of options for deck building. Find something that you enjoy, and when you get tired of it, like I always do, find something new. This has been a fun journey. I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited about going on vacation for a few days. The other side of that coin is when I come back, I'm going to be excited to see what's new with the game. I'll still play a little bit, but not nearly as much as I would. I'll kind of be out of touch. I don't know what my Wi-Fi and internet situation is going to be on my phone while I'm gone. So I'm going to be rejuvenated when I come back. I want to know, give me some deck ideas. Give me some deck ideas of fun things to run, things you want to see. And they have new room match formula and system, and it's ranked, and I don't even know what. Just another thing for us to explore. But I will definitely get to a point where I will try some room matches with you guys. I want to see what different decks you put together. Fun decks, unique decks, niche Pokemon, Kung Fu Panda. I'm telling you, I think Kung Fu Panda and Rubber Chicken might be the backbone of an extremely OP deck. I haven't put it together yet, and I haven't seen one crafted yet. But the two of them, I think, could do some major damage with a muscle energy plate. Something to chew on. That is going to do it for today's video. I'm glad I went back and made a better video. I know it was, well, it's not even that short. It's almost 30 minutes long. And it's a lot of me talking, but it feels short. I hope I briefly touched on enough to inspire you to find out more information over on Discord or Reddit, or do your own homework and find something new. That is going to do it until at least Monday. So until next time.